Hi, Anna from Flow and Purpose here, and I'm very happy that you're joining me today for our 12 days of Christmas, taking time for some reflection. Today's topic is intuition. It's something that doesn't often get talked about, and it's one of our superpowers. Everyone has their own intuition, and the question is, how often are you in touch with it? It's something that you can practice, something that you can rediscover. It is highly likely that as a child you had it and you acted from it. And the more that we have nurtured the mental body and our powers of reasoning, which are fantastic and a great tool, the more, unfortunately, we have neglected this other part of ourselves. And what's interesting is that the ancient Greeks had two words about the mental faculties. One is logos, and that is where our logical thinking comes from, and that is sequential and in a chain of reasoning. But we also have Nous, and Nous is knowing all at once. I guess it's usually translated with the word intellect, but it has much more of this intuitive nature, that you know without knowing how you know, and you know whatever it is that you know all at once, not through a logical process of reasoning. So there are some cultures that value that and that nurture it, and unfortunately our culture doesn't. And yet it is something that can be extremely useful in your daily life. So I would ask you to pay attention to small acts of intuition through the day. Again, in the ancient Greeks, Socrates talks about his daimon, so his inner voice that always leads him to the right place, never lets him take the wrong turn. And that is intuition. It is not something that is only available to Socrates. Everybody can be in touch with that and learn to trust it, because this, not only is it not nurtured in our culture, but it's almost become a dirty word and it's almost distrusted. So what happens is that often you have a gut feel about something. And what happens when you disregard it? How often have you had a gut feel about a certain situation, but you have not acted on it, and later you have regretted that? And if you find yourself nodding in a recognition on this one, this is what it is. Just listening to that gut feel that assembles information from a much wider source to what is available to the logical mind. And in these small acts of recognizing your own intuition, you start learning to trust it. So as you are used to with these small videos of mine, in the 12 days of Christmas, we will do a short exercise together to get in touch with this part of ourselves. And the intention now is to connect with our intuition, and we'll do that with regard to a certain topic. Is there something that in the new year you would wish for yourself? Maybe something that you want to experience, want to achieve, want to accomplish. want to get clear on. And when you have the topic, let it rest in your awareness. You may close your eyes and just let that settle in, just as a wish, as an intention. And maybe the logical mind has 100 ideas about what needs to be done, whether it's a good idea or not. And these kind of things, for the moment, we don't need to go there. We ask the logical thinking mind to allow this moment of being with the intention without more. And as you connect with this deep, heartful wish for yourself, feel into it. And consider now what you can do as a very first step towards this intention that you're holding spaciously in your heart. And don't let this be a strategic plan coming from the mind. Just listen. Listen to what the first step is. And with listen, I mean more be receptive to what arises, to what your own insight is, your own intuition about how it is that you move towards this heartfelt wish for yourself for next year. And notice if there's commentary from the mind, if the mind says this is impossible or has some other subtitles to what is happening. It's also there, but for the moment we're just listening to the intuitive sense that reveals in one go, maybe with one picture or one image of what needs to happen, or just a direct knowing. I hope this short exercise has been helpful in getting you in touch with your intuitive self. And I'll be very curious to hear if you've had any insights and if there's anything you want to share with the community. Please feel free to do so here below. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I will now hang one more ball on the Christmas tree. I wish you an inspired day today.